Hey guys, it is Kim, aka Spartan Stitcher on Instagram, back with a Flosstube extra for the end of 2023 WIP Parade. It is time to talk about all the progress I made or didn't make in the year, how many page finishes I got, how many stitches, what goals I met, didn't make, what my plans are for 2024, talk about all the good things. Yeah, let's get at it. It's currently about 30 something degrees outside. We woke up to some snow, which is unusual for us right now because it has been a really warm winter here in Michigan. We've only had snow on Halloween, and then there was one other day, either late November, that we got snow, and it melted right away, and then this morning it was snow. Really kind of scared of what January will bring us. It's like we have to pay for all this warm weather that we've gotten so far, but we shall see. In the meantime, let's talk about all the stitchy goodness for 2023. I always go chronologically. It's just the way my brain works. So we're going to start with my oldest WIP, which is my New Year, New Start from 2017. This is Friends Forever by Ann Stokes, a retired Haid. If you watch me regularly, you know I have been on a big push to get this one done. I can try to show you progress, but I did a test run and it takes a while for my phone to adjust to these pictures. There it goes. Now it darkened up. You can see that's where I started the year, doing pages diagonally. So my goal was 5 full pages and a partial page right here down at the bottom. I met that goal. So I got 38,466 tent stitches into it this year. This is stitched on 25 count Lugana 2/1 continental tent stitch. And you know, these last few months I've been doing 4,000 tent stitches a month just to try to avoid burnout and get some other stuff done as well. So I can't show the whole thing without falling off my stool. There you go. That's about as close as I can get. So the page that I finished in December is that bottom corner of her throne with a little bit of her leg and dragon tail. There you go. There's a close-up of that page. And for 2024, to get this done, the whole piece is 240,000 stitches, tent stitches. I'm currently at about 197,000 something. So I've got about 42,000 stitches to go in these 5 full pages and 3 partial pages down there. And the beautiful thing is that open space fits in an 11 by 11 Q-snap. So I can get this situated just perfectly. And then there's no limits. I don't have to go page by page. I can, fill in all those parked threads. And then I can go color by color if I want, wherever my heart takes me, as long as I'm getting those stitches in. So with 42,000 stitches, that equates to just over 3,500 tent stitches a month. If I want to, do a little bit each month. We'll see if that turns out into like a week of progress every month, or if I do daily stitches to try to get that done. That'd be like 110-ish tent stitches per day if I did that. Maybe I'll change it up. Maybe some months I'll do a week. Maybe other months I'll do daily stitching on it. We'll see. So that will be my 2024 full coverage finish. All right, next in the 2017 starts, this is Kindred Spirits by Jody Bergsma. Started this on the 1st of May 2017, and I didn't touch it this year. Didn't get to it at all. So my goal was 2 pages. I'm also doing this one diagonally, and didn't touch it at all. So that's what she looks like. And yeah, so I kept my 2024 goal also at 2 pages. So we'll see one more page of the gray horse, and then the next page over here with background and the top. The rest, I think we started one ear, and we'll get more on this black horse. So that is the goal for 2024 on that one. Third WIP, also a 2017 start, 7th of December. Sunday Delight by Randall Spangler. Setting this one up as my 2025 full coverage finish. My goal this year was 4 pages. I got that done. For let me show you where I started the year with. There you go. Now you can see it. That's how much or where I started the year. So the 4 pages that I did. Again, also on 25 count. Lugana. There we go. So I got the row finish for this row. I did 2 pages over here, and the last page was this page over here. My 2024 goal is only 3 pages. I don't know which 3 pages that'll be yet. I could fill in these, or I might go up. Yeah. It all depends on what I'm feeling like. So that will leave, I believe, 4 pages. Yeah, 4 pages to do in 2025. So I figured with 42,010 stitches to do on Friends Forever, it's better to do a little less on Sunday Delight so I can get the Friends Forever finished this year. All right, next is Trick or Treat. Also a Randall Spangler. Also a, no, we're in 2018 starts now. This was 18 October 2018. Started this. Let me show you where I started the year. Again, this is one that I did all the black extreme cross country first, and then started filling in the pages from the bottom. So there is where I started 2023. My goal for the year was 3 full and partial pages to get the row finish. Did not get that far. I only did 2 pages and 2 partials for 17,776 tent stitches. So didn't get the row finish. So my goal for next year is only those 2 full pages and the 1 partial. So we're going to get the row finish and do a page on the row above it. So last week you saw this in November. I had most of the pumpkins done. So I finished up the pumpkins and did all the rest of that full and partial page right here. So there's that. Let me get off the stool and I'll show you a wider view shot. All right, I'm kind of trying to look through the fabric. Can't show this piece all in one. There you go. I can't even see. There you go. So that is Trick or Treat. I'll try to get those other 2 pages for 2024. All right. Next is the first non-full coverage. This is Modern Folk Embroidery 4 Seasons Quaker Sal. This was a 2018 sal. I started it the following year in February 2019. Let me show you where I started the year. Give it a second to get darker. There you go. So winter was done. Spring was not quite halfway done. My goal for the year was to work on it for 15 days. I only put 9 days into it, but I am happy with the progress I made. That included like 6 days this month. So I put in 2,102 stitches into it. Excuse me. This is 28 count Monaco that I have writ dyed. I'm stitching 1/1 with ecru floss. So there is winter, and you can see spring, the progress. I've got the word spring in there. Finished the motifs above spring. Did these flowers. Did the frame. Finished up the center bit over here on the spring side. So didn't make my 15-day goal. So I have made my 2024 goal as 12 days. Average about a day a month. Whether that actually happens 1 day per month is a different story. But I figured 12 days is a little better goal than 15. All right. Crowd favorite. Supersize color expansion museum shelf. This is one where I'm cropping out that outer gold frame. This is by Amy Stewart. Hayde. Let me show you where I started the year. So I started the year with a row finish. Just had that first full row and partial done. And then you guys voted to go back to the dinosaurs instead of staying in Egypt. So my goal was to get 5 pages done. I didn't. I only got 2 pages done this year for 11,893 tent stitches. This was a birthday start for me back in 2019, by the way, 26 March 2019. So I only got 2 pages done. I have not worked on this piece since we moved into this house in May, June-ish time frame. So my goal for next year, instead of 5 pages, is only 3 pages. That kind of upsets me, but I need to get some progress on this piece. This is on my homemade PVC frame. There's Egypt. And then into the dinosaurs. And then these are the 2 pages that I got done this year. And so the next page is the front of a book with a mastodon. I think it's a mastodon. Let me see. Yeah. There's a mastodon on there. So the pictures that I posted on Instagram when I got each of these page finishes were my most liked pictures of 2023. So I know this is a crowd favorite. So I need to get back to it. Give it some love. All right. Next is another piece I didn't touch this year. It is in this book, Donna Cooler's 555 Christmas Cross Stitch Designs. You can also get it on the Cooler Design website. It is Santa Sampler. My goal this year was 5 days. Didn't touch it at all because I got that page finish on Trick or Treat on Christmas Eve. And by that point, I was over Christmas. Like, I was still excited to open up gifts and stuff with my girls, but I didn't want to stitch Christmas. What I did do, which I don't know why it took me 4 years to do this, is I took that book to Staples and I made color copies of the chart pages and the color key, so I wouldn't have to try to stitch with a book open on my lap. It took me 4 years to actually think about, oh, this might make it easier for me to work on it. So my goal was 5 pages, didn't get it done. Kept the goal at 5 pages for 2024. This is, I know it's gingerbread. It's Lugana. Might be, I don't remember if it's 28 or 32 count. But that is my Santa sampler so far. I was hoping to get more work done on this side. But hopefully it will see some progress in 2024. So that is Santa sampler. Next is Half-Blood Prince. This is Tilton Crafts, artwork by Daniel Kordick. Sepia colored piece, only 35 colors. I'll show you where I started the year. That's where I started the year. I got 14,072 tent stitches on it. My goal was 3 pages. I got those 3 pages done. Let's see. Let me go back. Santa Sampler was an August 9th, 2019 start. Half-Blood Prince was a Return to Hogwarts Day start, so 1 September 2019. So I got the page, I got the row finish, and moved on to the next row. So we now have Tom Riddle here in the corner, Professor Slughorn, Ginny Weasley, you have Snape there, the top of Draco's head, and there is Hermione. So my goal for next year on this one, instead of 3 pages, I only made it 2 pages. Of course, I'd like to get more, but I also want to work on Museum Shelf. So that is Half-Blood Prince. Next is another piece I didn't touch this year. Templar Prophecy by Long Dog Samplers. This is one where I am changing it. So this section and this section that are stitched in the negative, where, you know, you're stitching all the black in this design and over here, I am switching them myself so that they're not stitched in the negative, so they're stitched in the positive. It requires a bit of thought, and you know, the hardest part to getting stitching progress is to pick up the piece. Every time I just felt too tired to think about it. So I didn't work on it at all. This, I believe, is 32 count Silvery Moon. This is, and the floss I'm using is unlabeled floss that I got from an elderly stitcher, using 3 different shades. So that's what it looks like. My goal was 1 page, and I was hoping to get this page over here done, and didn't pick it up at all. I really like working on this piece. And I do have it in Pattern Keeper, but the problem is when you're converting it from negative space to positive space, I have to print out those pages and use a highlighter. And then once I get a section done, I mark that in Pattern Keeper, because, you know, obviously Pattern Keeper won't work to mark negative squares. So it just takes some more work. And like I said, hardest part about getting motivation is to actually pull it out and start working on it. But you can see, here's an example. This part of the design was designed in the negative, and I switched it, and I like it. So I need to keep progressing on this one. This was a Friday the 13th start, if you know your Templar history. So this was 13 September 2019. No progress this year, so I kept my goal at 1 page for next year. Next, we are looking at Card Sharp. This is artwork by Omar Rayan. Some cute little animals playing cards. Let me show you where I started the year. So there's where I started. My goal for this year was 2 pages on this one, and I only got 1 page done for 7,594 tent stitches. So my goal for next year is also 1 page. This is on 28 count, easy count. So the holes are tiny. And this one page took me a lot because it is very light colored floss on white fabric on tiny 28 count. Hopefully the next page will be easier. But the detail on this one, guys, it's amazing. It's enormous. 625 by 800. But yes, seriously need to get more progress on this. I only kept my goal for 2024 at 1 page. But we'll talk about goals a little bit after I finish all the WIPs. So that is Card Sharp. And then now we're getting to the ones I don't have a printout of the design. So we are looking at Story Keep, What Lies Within. Next, this was a start on 25 October 2021. Oh, I'm sorry. Card Sharp was a 2020 start. That was 16 June 2020. That's my only 2020 start. So we're now at the end of 2021 in October. This is artwork by Lisa Parker. So this is Story Keep. It's an excerpt of the full design. And let me show you where I started the year. I had all the black done and the eyes. So I did all that black extreme cross country, and then I filled in the eyes. My goal was a 1 page. I got the 1 page done for 6,576 tent stitches. I have kept my goal for next year at 1 page. So there is the page that I got done. And you'll have to forgive the parked threads, but there you go. There's the whole piece. My kitty cat. Looking to see what lies within. Always go through an open door. Don't look backwards. Forwards is much more interesting. So that is what lies within. Next we are, forgive the blinking light. Next we are looking at super size, max color, animal totem. Where did I have to go in the right folder? Animal totem. This is by Ciro Marchetti. And I started this one over here at the horse, of course. I had the first page done when I started the year. Get in there. Animal totem. So I had that page done. My goal was 1 page. I got the 1 page done for 7,106 stitches. And I'm stitching this one sideways. That makes it more fun. This one is also on tiny 28 count, easy count. So that's cool. Max color on 28 count. Look at the horse. I love him. Very fun piece to work on. But again, takes a lot of work to do the mental gymnastics to stitch sideways. And also look at the tiny, tiny little holes. So goal remains 1 page on him for 2024. Next, we are going to supersize a confabulation of dragons. This was 24 November 21 start. And this is also one that I am... Where'd it go? I'm splitting it up into a triptych. get bigger. Artwork by Scott Gustafson. And this one I am splitting. If you draw a straight line down this tree trunk between the dog and the urn, and then you draw another line across this horizontal branch, so I'm making one big piece over here, and then a little piece with this dragon up here, and another smaller piece with the little girl over here. So I am starting on the big piece, of course, and I'll pay closer attention up here as to where I am. Now let me go and show you where I started the year. I had 2 pages done. My goal was 1 page. I got the 1 page done for 7,765 tent stitches. And I have kept the 1 page goal for next year. So there we go. We have another dragon joining the party. 25 count, easy count on this one, because I have cut it into 3 pieces. I could fit that one on, this is my, I've got 2 sets of the 36-inch quantum frame. So that is that one. And then next we have U.S. Travel Shelf by Amy Stewart. There's where it looks like, and I started upper right hand corner. I had 1 partial page done. So that's where I was at the beginning of the year. And I don't know why I just showed you that, because I didn't touch it this year. I could just show you the piece, right? Also stitching this one sideways. This is 25 count. And no change. Didn't work on this one this year. Sadly. All right. My last, that was my Tuesday start. 22 February 2022. So that was my Tuesday start. Last year, so a year and 3 days ago, when I hurt my knee and I was stuck on the couch and couldn't really work on anything big, I started this Mill Hill kit, and I finished it this year. I put in 649 stitches to finish it this year. This is Pumpkin Trio from Mill Hill. Obviously I still need to cut it out and put felt backing on it and make it into a little cute little ornament size for fall and Halloween. So this was my first finish for 2023. This little tiny piece. Actually, was it my first finish or my second finish? Let me get to the right page. It was my second finish, because I don't have the commission piece to show you. In July, I was commissioned to work on a mountain scene piece for a baby sampler. I don't have that one. I don't know if I saved the picture in my Dropbox, but that one was 3,700 full stitches. Cute little mountains, easy mountain scene. I don't think I have that picture here. I've only got it on my phone and Instagram, which I don't have that on the tablet. So that was my first finish. Pumpkin Trio was my second finish. And then my third finish of the year, third and final finish of the year, was my New Year, New Start Old Flannel Shirt by Carolyn Manning. This is 32 count dark cobblestone, 2/2. Got it done. I stitched this one about 1,100 to 1,200 stitches per month to get progress throughout the year. It is the equivalent of just over 2 Haid pages. So I counted this in my number of page finishes for the year. So it took me 37 days total to stitch this one. So that was my full coverage finish for the year. Old Flannel Shirt by Carolyn Manning. Then we already talked about the Mountain Scene commission piece. That took me 17 days for those 3,700 stitches. And then we get to today's start. Today is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's 12, 31, 23. So we have talked about starting a piece to mark 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like I started U.S. Travel Shelf on Tuesday. So I started Victorian Lady Dance Card by Joan Elliott. And if you look at this swoopy fabric here, I started right here in the center. This is 28 count Glacier Lugana. And so far I only have 212 stitches in there, but I will be working on it more today. So you watch my Instagram, you'll see where I will finish the year on this one. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like, excuse me, we're waltzing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We gotta dance. So, Victorian Lady. My goal for next year on her is at least 5 days. We'll see how much progress I get on that one. Okay. Let's talk numbers. 2023, I started the year with 15 WIPs. Of those 15 WIPs, I finished the one, that Pumpkin Trio. I had 3 new starts. So that was the Old Flannel Shirt, the commission piece, and Victorian Lady. So of those I have finished 2. So I'm still ending the year with 15 WIPs, of which 11 of those are full coverage. My non-full coverage are Four Seasons Sal, Santa Sampler, Templar Prophecy, and Victorian Lady. Now, page finishes for the year, I got done 22 full pages and 3 partial pages done. My goal was 30 full pages and I believe 4 partial pages. 4? Yeah, 4. So, seeing as I can't seem to hit 30, I have made conservative goals for next year and kept it to 20 full pages and 4 partial pages. So you've got the 3 at the bottom of Friends Forever and the 1 at the bottom of Trick or Treat, are the partial pages. Okay, let's talk stitch counts. So in 2022, number of tent stitches completed was 233,000. In 2023, tent stitches I almost made it to 123,000. So we're talking over 100,000 tent stitches less this year than the previous year. However, in full crosses on non-full coverage pieces, or on like Old Flannel Shirt is a full cross piece and not a tent stitch. 2022, I only had 9,200 full cross stitches. This year, I had 21,566 full cross stitches. That doesn't count however much more progress I get on this one today. So maybe a couple, 200-300 more. This one kills me. 2022, I had 17 no-stitch days. In 2023, I had 61 no-stitch days. Some of those days I was just exhausted, or I had headaches, or it was just too easy just to play, games on my phone or read instead of pick up my stitching. So we are going to try to cut that down to 5 days. 5 days. I'm gonna set a goal at 5 no-stitch days for 2024. Because I know shit happens. I know that I did go like 2, when I was a stay-at-home mom, I did go like 2 years, 2+ years of stitching every single day. But it's a little bit different when you're got a full-time job and a single parent. So We're going to try to, excuse me, try to reduce it to 5 no stitch days for 2024. All right, so I already talked about my goals on each piece. Let's talk about what's happening in 2024. So full coverage fanatics, we've got different events going on. We have every quarter there's a season. So you stitch either a piece that depicts, looks like it depicts a season, or it has the colors most prominent in that season, right? So I have married that up with our by the numbers event. And for each quarter, I have picked one piece, and my goal is to get 2,000 tent stitches per month. So that the by the numbers 2,000 or 1,000 full cross or 2,000 tent stitch. So my seasonal piece, we'll make it easy. For quarter one, it's winter colors, right? So I am committing myself to putting 2,000 tent stitches per month into Kindred Spirits. Didn't work on it this year. It's got, the white and black horse. If I can get 2,000 stitches per month, hopefully I can get one of my pages out of my 2-page goal done in that first quarter. I can at least get some progress on it. The other quarters, so second quarter, I'm going to work on Sunday Delight. That's easy. Nice bright colors. Third quarter is Card Sharp as a summertime activity, outside playing cards with your friends. And then fourth quarter with fall colors, I went for Trick or Treat. So just about, if I do 2,010 stitches per month, that's 6,000 for the quarter. Should get me a page finish on each of those, because I'll probably exceed 2,000 each month. Should get me a page finish on each of those, easy, 1 per quarter for those. I already talked about 3,500 stitches per month on Friends Forever to try to get that full coverage finish. My New Year, New Start I've showed you is going to be a Greyhound Year by the Blue Flower. Let me grab that real quick. All right, a Greyhound Year, this one. I am stitching these all together on pieces of fabric, but I'm not stitching the frame. I'm just stitching the Greyhound and, the stuff around it. So I'm hoping, we'll see in January how many days will it take me? Hopefully 2 days I can get a Greyhound done. And that way I can get my New Year, New Start finished. I have 2 different pieces of fabric because whatever was in my stash wasn't big enough. So I just ordered another piece. This is, it's Coffee Jobelin. And I just took some really bright floss and I basted some guidelines on there. So they're actually going to be stitched this way. So I can stitch 1 Greyhound to give me enough fabric for cutting them out. And hopefully I can get a frame to fit each one of them. And that way each month I can change out my Greyhound once I get it done. So I've got 2 pieces of fabric like this with basting lines to guide me as to where to put the Greyhound in my little Greyhound needle minder. Thank you, Debbie, for that one. I've had that one for a while. So that is my New Year, New Start, a Greyhound year. So 1 Greyhound per month on that one. I am mostly going to be stitching it in DMC. There's a couple, I think there's like 3 colors where it makes sense to use the hand-dyed. I'm going to try to go to the stitchy store that's here in my town to pick up those colors if I ever remember to get it done. Okay. And then the other events in Full Coverage Fanatics, each month we have a week-long event to work on a specific piece. So January, the theme is Nicely New. So work for a week on your newest full coverage piece. So I'm actually going to be working on U.S. Travel Shelf. Didn't get any work this year. I'm going to work on it for a week in January. February's Big Strides, your biggest piece. So that'll be Animal Totem. March is Confetti Conquistadors. So your highest confetti piece. Again, Animal Totem. April, Creatively Colorful, your most colorful piece. Animal Totem is my only max color piece, so it's going to get 3 weeks. So hopefully, you know, get significant progress towards a page on that one. May is Seriously Small, your smallest full coverage piece, so that's what lies within the story keep. June is Mindless Momentum, something that not necessarily the fewest colors, but the easiest to get progress on. I am considering taking this out of the UFO bin. This is Odin Raven by Xana Cross Stitch. We'll see. I got some news yesterday. I'm trying to come to terms with it. It may make working on this piece specifically in June harder. I'll just say I don't like the principle of clemency right now. July is Finish Line Focus, so of course Friends Forever on that one. August is Ancient Event, so your oldest piece, again, Friends Forever on that one. September is Less is More, your piece with the fewest colors. That is Half-Blood Prints for me with only 35 colors. October is Atypical. So we're talking any piece that is full coverage that is not a PDF file that you can work on Pattern Keeper. So it could be a dimensions piece. It could be a full coverage piece out of a book or magazine. It could be a Mill Hill. So I've got several different options I could work on. You know, that's for me, or like an Etsy designer. Well, some of the Etsy pieces are work on Pattern Keeper, but something atypical, not your you know, normal full coverage piece will be October. November is Inspired Ideas, a piece you were inspired to start. So that one for me is Sunday Delight, because all those cute, you know, Randall Spangler draglings, that's why I started that one. And then December is Great Gifts, your best full coverage piece that was a gift. And Friends Forever was a random act of kindness from our very own Jessie Marie to me. So hopefully in December, if it even lasts that long, I will be finishing up my first regular size Haid. So those are the monthly themes, 1 week per month on that one. We also have Epic Journeys. If you remember, a couple years ago, we did national parks, where it was so many stitches per national park. It's the same idea, but this time we have 25 epic journeys. Some of them, most of them are realistic epic journeys, like the Great Wall of China, the Silk Road, different distances, and then there are some that are fictional. So a lot of fun with that one. You just pick one WIP per epic journey, unless you actually happen to finish that WIP before finishing the journey, and then you can finish that one particular journey on another piece. And then we always have Tour de France, and we are working on finalizing our Olympic event for Full Coverage Fanatics. So more will come on that one. So that is my 2023 progress. Things that are coming up in 2024. Kind of taking it easy on myself. Let me pause one more time. To finish up a December update, since this kind of acts as my December update as well. I saved this to the end because I won't be able to talk about it. Showing you an old finish of mine. I hate to end on a bad note, but I lost my dog. About 4 days after my last video, she started having neurological signs again, and it was a brain tumor. So, lost my dog. So, I'm hoping 2024 is a good year, but again, I got some shitty news yesterday, so we'll see what happens. We always have our cross-stitching to get us through, right? So, I hope everybody has a happy new year, and I will see you the end of January, the beginning of February, to talk about the progress that I got done. So, happy new year, everybody. Happy stitching. We'll see you next year.